Hello and welcome to my Ever Messy Art Studio. My name is Keeks, and today I thought we could experiment with some gel press plates. I've been kind of inspired because this morning Dee Dee Willingham was playing with some gel plates, and of course I love watching Devin Rexford or Yolande play with hers. So I wanted to play with mine, and I thought I would do something different. I wanted to try and do some landscapes, which I know Yolande has done landscapes. That was my dog. She was doing that floppy thing where they just like shake their whole bodies. Anyway, so I know that Yolande has definitely played with landscapes, but I didn't want to watch hers first because I wanted to try to make some mistakes and get messy myself. So I thought it would be really fun to use my Royal Talons just to try and see if I could fit circles on here, because I feel like if I'm careful I might be able to fit even 4 spaces on here. Let's take a look at this real quick and just kind of see. Well, so if I look at this, I might be able to fit 4 on here. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna just kind of see what happens, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, whatever, we tried. But yeah, so I thought it would be really fun to give it a go. I am gonna probably wipe this off with just a wet wipe. And I haven't played with my gel press since before I moved, so I mean, this is all going to be very experimental. Like, I haven't really played with it much at all, but I think it should be pretty fun. So I'm excited just to kind of see what happens. So I have wiped off the side that I'm going to try to use, and I think that should be fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this here on the back of it. That way I can kind of, if any paint or anything pops off, it won't be actually getting on anything. But before we begin, I did want to show, I did get an art card in the mail. So this is an ATC. I do often do trades with people, and this was a really beautiful card that I fell in love with because I loved how it was like a seascape, and I really liked the little seashell and the sand dollar on it. So I'm gonna hold it up just a little bit. And I did a trade. I gave her a mushroom card that I made. But this is called Sunset Beach. It's watercolor and pen, and it's by Corey Miller in Texas in 2025. So she made this gorgeous card, and I absolutely love the blending in here. I think her blending is very beautiful, and the use of white in there is really great. And then she also sent me a little thank you card and a sticker. So thank you so much, Corey, and I'll be putting that in my artist trading card journal. Anytime I receive an artist trading card, I do try to shout out the artists. In this case, she didn't leave an Instagram or anything, but she's very active on the Facebook trading groups. So if you see her on there, Corey Miller is super nice, and she always has cute cards to trade. So yeah, so that's that. So what I was thinking is, with gel plates, you kind of want to work backwards. So if I think about it, that means that we should try to do flowers and stuff first, or maybe some grasses. So what I'm gonna do is, I think first I'm gonna try to do maybe some little hints of grasses towards the front, and then we're just gonna kind of build our way backwards and make a scene. It may turn out, it may not, I don't know. Like I said, this is my first time trying this, but I'm gonna try really hard because I would like to make Devin proud. So I think for some hints of grasses, I'm going to use 2 Arctic markers, which these are acrylic markers, so just paint markers. And I'm going to use this yellowy color first, and I'm just going to do some like gentle swipes. Like I said, may turn out, may not, I don't know, but I'm going to try. So I'm going to go like that. Then I've got this darker color, so I'm just gonna kind of go behind there with that. Maybe make some marks down here. Get ourselves some nice grass going. There we go, just like that. And then I want to do some flowers up front. So let's see, we could do some sunflowery types flowers. I've been really into sunflowers lately. But let's play around with the colors a bit. I think that would be really fun, just to kind of play a bit. So I'm gonna get out some blue, some purple, and some oranges, like that. And I'm just gonna do some dots. I'm gonna make these kind of big. So these dots are gonna be like the middle part of the flower. And it'll probably look more circular after I add the other color. I'm gonna put one right here. Why not? We can have like a baby. A baby. And then I'm gonna do the purple and kind of help it be more of a circle. I'm really excited to see if this turns out or not. If it doesn't turn out, we should still get something pretty cool with it. So I'm just kind of curious to see how this is going, because I've been really, really into landscapes and stuff lately. I don't know, I just feel like they're very fun to make. Okay, so we've got that, and then let's see here. Maybe we can use this maroon to do kind of like the inward shaggy bits. Interesting. So this marker is acting like it's a bit wetter compared to the other ones. So it's kind of doing this thing where it like streaks a bit. Let me zoom in so that you can see a little bit better here. And it's going to be a little difficult, I think, to see. But whenever I make my marks, it's like going big and then going small, which is not what it was doing when I was just dotting. And I don't know if it's just this color or why it's doing that. So it's kind of interesting. It could make an interesting texture here, I think. And jelly plates are clear, so it does make it a little hard to see on camera. So I do apologize if you can't see like super well what I'm doing, but I'm gonna try my best here. So something like that. And then I'm gonna let that dry a second. As far as I know, you can use a heat gun on them. I would not do it too much though, just because you don't want to ruin them. But I have used heat gun before and it hasn't really done anything outward that I've noticed. I'm just gonna blow on it. Oh no, did I touch some paint? I did touch some paint. Oops, that's okay. That side will just look interesting, I guess. Or I can always, I guess, just re-add the two colors. It doesn't really matter. I am the worst at sticking my fingers into things. It's just what I do, baby. I just stick my fingers in it all. There we go. No harm done there. I'm just gonna scoot us in a little bit more. There we go. I think that's pretty centered. Okay. So I've got those two colors in there now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this darker color first. And I'm just gonna so this color is doing it too. So I'm just gonna have to trust the process a little bit, because what's happening is I'm making my marks and it's acting fat at first and then it's skinnying up a bit. So I'm just gonna need to be a wee bit careful. And if it goes behind the grass, that's actually gonna look great, so I'm not gonna mind it any. These are gonna be some big old flowers. There we go. Give that a chance to dry. I really like kind of big whimsical flowers like this. I think they're fun. Now I want this flower to be in front of this flower, so I am going to go ahead. Because if this flower is so small, we're going to put it kind of in the front. This is our baby. We want to protect our baby. And now this pen's woke up a bit and it's doing what it's supposed to. Maybe it just wasn't woke up enough yet. There we go, something like that. And then I'm gonna put this marker back. And I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but these are the Arctics acrylic markers. I am not sponsored by Arctics. I just rather like their product because I watched a whole bunch of people use them, and I myself am not great at controlling my hands sometimes. So I've always been a drawer more than a painter. And even though I love watercoloring and all kinds of stuff like that, there's something that I just love about drawing. So when I found out that you could draw with paint pens, you know, first I experimented with Posca, and I love Posca. Posca definitely has their place, but I love the color range of these, and I also like how these paints seem to be thicker. So I'm still kind of back and forth about which white I like, because some days both of those whites, both acrylic and Arctics and Posca, work great, and other days they do not. So I'm still a bit back and forth on that part, but other than that, I really like them. They're not everybody's cup of tea, and I know a lot of people have them, especially like artists that can get sponsors and stuff. I am not a big artist or anything like that. I only have 167 subscribers at the moment, so I am not sponsored by anybody. But I just wanted to put it out there that these are fun. I like them. I've been using them a lot lately. And I kind of feel like I try different art stuff and then I use them until I get bored with them. So I'm not bored yet. That's always a good thing. Okay, so now we need to think about some stems and stuff. So I'm just gonna go whoop, 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 whoop. And we may or may not be able to see these in the final product. I'm just gonna go ahead and put some hints of leaves in here. There we go, just like that. Very carefully, I might try to flip this over just so that you can see what I'm doing here. So this is actually what it looks like on the other side. So just so you know, there is like a rhyme to my madness of why I'm doing all this backwards. Okay, I wonder, so I've got some pastels. Do I have any that are green? I do, I think. Let's see. Are you green? blue. We don't want you. I might try to do a bit of pan pastel back here. So I've got this, and I might try to put some of that behind the grasses back here and just see what that looks like, because I've never really used pan pastel in this before. So it could just be a fun thing to try. So I've got this green here, and I'll zoom out now that we've gotten those little details done. I'll put this over here to the side, and I'm just gonna kind of wipe some on here. And then just very lightly gonna put it back here. I'm just gonna rub some little circles. Just to give us a wee bit of a background. Might go up a little bit. Something like that. And because I'm using pan pastels, I will have to spray it later. And then maybe what I can do is, I'm pretty sure I have white in here somewhere. I could do like some clouds or something above them. And my white's a little messed up here, but let's see here. White. I'm pretty sure that this one is white. This top one. So let me look under the lid here. Oh, here's my white right here. This is white. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just grab some of that white and just kind of streaky it. Oops. Got a bit of powder in there. There we go. So now we've got some white there. And then maybe we can find where our, oops. Sometimes these lids are a little difficult to get back on, but they seem to be shut, so that's okay. I'm gonna see if I can find a blue that might be appropriate. Let's try the very bottom one, maybe. That's very, very blue. I don't know about that. We can try it. Okay. So just gonna lightly wipe it. I'm gonna get everywhere that I haven't gotten already. The white is staying, so that's good. And just anywhere that I see that hasn't gotten any, gonna get some. There we go. And then lastly, I'm gonna put some paint on the back of it. Oops. The little topper fell off of that. Okay, so then lastly, I'm gonna try putting some paint on it, because if I remember right, that's how you get it to really stick. So let's go ahead. Maybe we can put some blue behind it, like this color. Could be fun. I do have a small roller, but I don't know that I, let's see here. Let me grab a roller real quick in 1 second. I have a baby roller. It's really tiny, like that. So I'm just gonna roll on some paint real quick. Just kind of roll it all over. We're gonna see what happens. Like I said, maybe excellent, may not, no idea. But we're gonna certainly give it the old college try, as they say. Not really sure why I'm getting such a streakiness to it, but that's okay. All right, I think I've got it. All right, guys, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Just gonna squish it on there and I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna give it a bit of a rub dub. Oh my, if this works, it's going to be really beautiful. Hopefully. We're going to hope. I don't know if I've done anything wrong. So, we'll just wait for it to dry a minute. But that is very cool, if that worked. Don't know how long to wait to pull, is the only problem. We'll just let it dry. I'm just gonna keep squishing. Squish. Squish. Okay, and then while we're doing that, I need something to brayer off this. I guess I can just use this paper that's right here. I've got napkins. Brayer them off on the napkins. Okay. This part I probably should have paid more attention on when watching Devin, because I'm not sure when I should lift off. Or like maybe if that powder was a bad idea, I just don't know. I don't know. I really like what it looks like right here. If anything, everybody, remember what this part looked like. So it looks like there's a separation problem because I'm getting the paint parts off, but it's not taking the powder parts with it. I know what I'm missing. I need matte medium, I think. So let's go ahead. Well, no, it is coming up a little bit. Maybe I'm just not being patient enough. I think I should have put matte medium down though. I think that's the part I'm missing. Because matte medium's like a glue. If it doesn't work, we'll try again. Just gonna push it as hard as I can. Push, 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 push. Well, some of it is coming up. I wonder if I'm messing with it too much. Let's get out the matte medium real quick. And maybe what's left over on it will still come off. I'm just gonna keep punching it until then. So it's giving us something, but it gave us that. I think what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to put some of the matte medium on here and see if we can get more of it off and see what happens. Could be a mistake, could not be, but I feel like matte medium does help in some way. Or if anything, maybe we can do like a little plopper right there or something. So I'm gonna take the matte medium. That's a really cool pull though. And I'm going to use a brush that I don't care about, which I don't care about this. This is like a little dolly brush. And I'm gonna slop some matte medium on the back. Matte medium is kind of almost like a clear paint. Maybe we can get like a double pull on this. Okay. And then I'm gonna try again. And I'm just gonna push it. The matte medium might even seal some of that powder back in there too. That'd be kind of cool. I'm gonna put what Chicken Pot Pie Society calls her tutu back on here, which is just a little plastic bag, and then you put the lid over it so it doesn't stick. We're being very experimental here. No idea how this is going to turn out. Could be awesome or not. The first pull was really cool, but I just want to try again to see if we can get the rest of that paint on there because we're missing quite a bit. I'm just going to push, push, push. Push, 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 push. What I might do is I have some extra blue over here. I might just kind of have some fun and just like brayer some fun designs over here. That could be fun. Just let it look kind of cool. Maybe we can use a stencil over here to the side. Just have a little fun. Wasting a whole bunch of paint. All right. Oh. Okay, let's try to pull it up again. I think that worked. Oh, it did. Look. That's really cool. So we did definitely get some flowers in there, which is really cool. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play over here with this side that I just did the brayer offs on, and maybe we can put some cool stenciling around it because I want to keep this. Maybe I'll do like a gold pen over that part. Let's see, I have a gold. I want to say I have like a gold paint pen somewhere over here. That way we can keep the shape of that there without messing with it. Let's see. There we go. This is just a Craft Smart. And what we'll do, so let's draw a circle over it. perfect. It's okay. It's drying up a little bit, it seems like. Hold on, let me pop it around a little bit. This one is getting kind of old. I've had it for a while. It's one of those ones where you have to kind of like push it around a bit. Uh-oh. It has ran out of gas. Well, crackers. I really wanted to do that all the way around. I think I have enough. Let's see. If not, we can just paint a circle around it. Let's try. I've got gold acrylic and just like regular acrylic. This is just too. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. Some of it might not be dry all the way, so maybe it's just struggling to go around the parts that aren't dry. So we got kind of an idea there. There we go. It's wanting to do it a little bit better now. I don't know how big I want to go around it, but there we go, just to have a bit of fun. And this is just going to be a really cool messy page, I think. So, I mean, who doesn't love messy? Messy's fun. We'll say though, sometimes different paint pens are kind of a pain in the butt. That's okay. Okay, so there's our messy circle around it, which just kind of looks fun. And then let's go ahead and I'm gonna wipe off this real quick, I think, because I don't think we can get any more off of it. I don't know. I can try to squish some down on here, I guess. And just see if anything else pops off, but it's not. So I'm gonna wipe it off with a little wet wipe, and then let's get a stencil and kind of play around with this extra blue bits, and it should come right off because it is just like silicone in a way. So it should just kind of roll off. Sometimes it works better than other times. Yeah. I'm just gonna wipe that off real quick, set it to the side, and then let me grab a stencil. I'm not sure what kind of stencil I'm gonna use. Let's do, I've been doing a lot of flowery stuff lately. Let's try, this is from the Stencil Girl, and I haven't used this side very much yet. So that could be fun there. And let's see what color we want to use. Let's see. I could do gold. That way it kind of like matches a bit. That could be fun. So let's go ahead and grab one of these guys. I like using these to smush stuff around. Wow, I just accidentally squirted a lot of paint down on my thingy. Oh well. Sometimes you just gotta put it down and hope for the best. But I'm gonna use some gold here. We're just gonna kind of see what happens. This is a lot of paint that I'm throwing at this, so I'm kind of curious to see how Royal Talons deals with this. Because I have not used this much paint on it before. But we gonna find out today, aren't we? Just kind of do that. And then what I can do is on the parts where it didn't, I'll just rub it a bit. Something kind of like that. It gives us a little bit of fun there. I'll have to set this somewhere to dry. I did not think this out very much because now I have a big old mess here. Let's see here. Okay. So let's use a dryer here on this and just kind of dry it up a bit. So I like how the gold looks, but I'd like some more on here. Maybe we can use some pink or something. Or we've got this orange in here. Do I have any orange paint? Or maybe a purple and orange. I have purple and pink. That could be fun. Let me find another stencil. I think I'm going stencil crazy now. Because stencils are very fun. Let's see here. See what we've got. Got that, but is that going to be too big? I don't think so. I think that could work. And then we'll just mix the purple and the pink. Go around it and see what we end up getting. This is actually very good because I have been wanting to use my acrylics for a while now to like just use up some because I've been worried that possibly they might go bad just because I haven't really used acrylics that much since I moved. So this is quite nice. This is allowing me to use them up a bit, which is great. I'm trying to be careful not to get in our circle here. It's okay if it goes around. And then hopefully we'll still see that gold through there and it should be pretty cool looking. We're gonna hope. Okay, so let's see what happens when we pull. Oops, we need to smush that around a little bit. So that's a lot of paint, is what it's telling me. I probably used a bit too much, which is fine. Okay, because I see that I have it kind of smookered over here. It's kind of gooped. But what we can do is we can kind of press it and with a paper towel, and that's going to give it even more of an interesting texture. So even if we went a little overboard, see, it kind of makes it interesting looking. So now that's darkened it up a bit. I do like that. Maybe we could look for some quotes or something. That could be fun. Let's see. I've got like a whole bunch of sticker quotes in here, like this one, "My soul needs poetry that is hiding only in your eyes." Very romance. Let's see what we've got in here. I don't think this is the right barrel that I wanted. I wanted the one that had the quotes in it, and this seems to have pictures in it. So let's get the other one. Because I want quotes, not pictures. Let's see. I think this one might be the right one. I have so much of you in my heart. I like that. You are the whisper I long to hear when the world is shouting. That's cute. What's this? I have no expectations, only control how I want to feel. No matter what happens, I know I'll have a great time. Cool quote, but not really what we're looking for. Let's see. So I know has a lot of them there. I only want two things in this world. I want you and I want us. You are a torrential downpour of all my forbidden longings. My. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. You are my today and all my tomorrows. You're my favorite reason to lose sleep. For every minute you're angry, you lose 60 seconds of happiness. I know how lucky I am having something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Oh, Winnie the Pooh. That's a Winnie the Pooh quote. Why is it so deep? A mind like hers should be listened to and learned from. Surely we've got something in here. Happiness can be found even in the darkest times if one remembers to turn on the light. Albus Dumbledore there. She has been through hell. No, we don't want anything like that. She was the prettiest hell I've ever been in. Wow. Oh no, don't fall in there. There we go. I didn't want to realize who I was until I stopped being who I wasn't. Never have I been in the calm blue sea. I've always been the storm. Even on the day we met, it felt as if we knew each other like yesterday. I kind of like that. Even on the day we met, it felt as if we knew each other for every yesterday we had ever known. By J. Ironword. That could be a cute quote. Let's cut it out and see what happened to my scissors. It's such a mess in here. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So I don't think I want the person's name on there. I think that's fine without it. So I'm just going to cut out the quote. Be fun. I'm just gonna kind of do it like kind of some random cuts just to make it look more interesting. I don't know, I feel like words could tie this together more. There. So even the day we met, it felt as if we knew each other forever yesterday that we'd ever known. I like that. And then maybe something else we could do is I've got a crap ton of stamps that I've recently gotten. So maybe it would be fun to put some stamps around here and do some like stamp decorations. I've got a whole bunch. So like here's a whole bunch of different stamps and stuff. I've got some from around the world, which could be fun to look at. So while we're waiting on that drying, let's look at some stamps. For $2.99, you can get like 100 stamps from around the world, which is kind of nuts. So we can just look for some like garden-y looking stamps and see what happens. I'm just gonna put some stamps there. And then I've also just got a ton of stamps. So I've gotten many things from people. So I've got different little stamps everywhere. I see an address in here, so I'm trying not to dox anybody. Yeah, we can look for some like garden-y type stamps. So I definitely like these. I want one of these. I actually have this kind of stamp too. Oh, where am I? I have some scissors where whenever you cut it out, it kind of gives it more of a stampy look, if that's a word. Not really sure where I put those at now that I think of it. I don't know, I've got quite a mess going on in here at the moment. I might not be able to see those, but they're supposed to be like mustache trimming scissors or something. Okay, so I definitely like that. Let me stand up and see if I can get a better look at my desk here. See if I can off the top of my head see them. Oh, I found them. So these were actually suggested by Dee Dee Willingham. These are mustache trimming scissors. And so if you're ever trimming your stamps and your stamps don't look like stamps anymore, you can just go like this. And trim them like that. So even though that's a real stamp, you know, you can just simply play and do whatever you want with them. Do some happy trimming. So now those are kind of trimmed. Throw away that little piece and that should be fine. Let's look for some more like pretty flower ones. So I definitely like those. So I'm gonna set those to the side right here. And let's see what else we've got here. Got some kitties. This is one that I did before, so I like that this one's kind of gardeny looking, so I'll set that to the side. This one, these two were cool from like ATCs. I kind of like that one there. Might cut that out. These scissors are so darn cool. But I'm not good at cutting out the wiggly parts of stamps. So, voila. Got that now. Little raccoon. Cute. Let's see here. Gosh, there's all kinds. Wow, that's really cool. There's so many different stamps in here. It's so cool. But they're from all over the world. Or at least that's what was advertised. There's even like ones with different languages on them. So many beautiful stamps. Kind of like this guy. This guy's interesting. Ooh, a corner stamp. That's fun. That could be fun in the corner. I like that one. Never seen a stamp like that before. I'm just kind of looking through here and seeing what we got. This is actually my first time looking through these. Ooh, that's pretty. A basket of flowers. Thinking of you. Uganda. Some more flowery ones. I think it's funny, I said I was going to do multiple pulls, but now I'm like, ooh, journal page. Squirrel brain wins today. Oh, that's a cool one. Doesn't really fit what we're going for, but yeah. Okay, well that is a lot of really cool stamps. So I think I'm going to throw the rest of those stamps in my drawer. We're gonna go with the ones that we've got there. And we could also probably add some little flowers to the page. That could be fun. So I'll grab some little paper flowers here in a second. I've got a couple of different things that we could use for that. So give me 1 second to do that. So I've got 2 different cases here. I've got big flowers and I've got small flowers. So maybe we can do at least 1 big flower and do like one of these orange ones because they're pretty. My mother-in-law gave these to me. So we could use one of these. Maybe this one. This one's really pretty. And just gonna see if there's any small ones in here. Oh, there are some small ones. Okay, we can do another small one. And I think that's that for those. And let's see about what's in this container. I'm gonna set those to the side. I've got this container here too. Let's see what's in it. In it to win it, you know. Ooh, we've got something here. What's this? Oh, okay. We've got dragonflies. That could be fun. Or like a potted plant. Set one of those over there. These are like little die cuts. Could be fun. We're just gonna go crazy. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go for it and just have fun. Right, I think that's enough of stuff like that. I think we're good. Okay. Do I want some yellow flowers? I don't know. I'll pick out a couple of yellow flowers just to have something. But I think between the stamps and everything, I don't know that we need all that, but we're gonna try and see how it goes, and then we can use the Arctic markers to go around it again. All right, so we've got a bunch of junk, which is fine because it's gonna be a junky journal, but I really want to use this over here. I think that's really cool. So I've never seen a stamp that looks like a triangle before. It says it's Magar Posta. I don't even know where that's from. Very cool. So let's go ahead and start by gluing that down. I guess the title of this video will have to be the Jelly Plated Junk Journal because we're doing it all, man. All right. So we can go ahead and put that down. Oh, I never did finish cleaning off my jelly plate. That's okay. I can finish doing that later. All right. So I've got that guy on there. I really like him. Really wanted to put this big flower on here too. Maybe should we put it there or should we put it down here? Let's put it up here. Now, one thing to know is once you start putting stuff on here that has like textures to it, your pages are no longer gonna lay flat. So just kind of keep that in mind. It doesn't bother me any, but it might bother you. So I just want to mention that. Let's do, and you know, it might flatten after a while, so it may not even end up being a big deal, but you just never know. So just kind of keep it in mind. I had a small one that was like that too. Maybe we can put that in this corner. And anything that you glue down always has a chance of coming back up again. So just be aware of that too. I just use plain Elmer's glue. But you know, people use all kinds of different glues. It's really up to you, dealer's choice, but just be aware. Because I've definitely had like gears and stuff pop back up and stuff after a while, so do that. I kind of liked this. Maybe we can do, or do I want the dragonfly? The dragonfly is really cool too. Maybe we can do the dragonfly up here. This one's kind of tricky because there's lots of holes and stuff, so it's not gonna be the most perfect thing that's ever been glued in its life. But darn if we're not gonna try. And then I'm just gonna kind of slather it a bit. My fingers will be gross. That's okay. It's not gonna hurt anything. There we go. So that's pretty cute. And then what else do we got here? Got our stamps and stuff. Really like this stamp, and I like this one. Maybe we could do something like that. And this page is starting to come together, which is good. So we've got that down, and then we've got this guy. Slather it some. Something like that. And then we need some flowers over there probably. We could do maybe one there. Looks like this one's been used in something before, which is fine. We're just giving it new purpose when we reuse stuff. There we go. And then a yellow flower. I could put a yellow flower there. Try to pop it down as flat as I can. And here's a small little flower that came. Oops, it popped upside down. We don't want that. Here we go. I think that looks pretty cute. I'm okay with this. So let's go ahead and grab a Arctics marker, and I want to do like a yellow probably, because I think a yellow is going to show up better. We can do some diddly dots, or maybe we can use this color orange. And just give us some dots to kind of play with. Give our eyes something to feast on. There's nothing better than feasting eyes, right? I'm just gonna do it around just the paper parts. So I don't want to go too nuts and take away from what we've got going on. But I just want to pop some of that orange back in there so that the flowers really stand out in our jelly plate. And then maybe we can just go around this. I love polka dots. I think they're very playful. There we go. I like that. I think I'm perfectly fine with that. What do you think? Kind of a fun journal page. I did not expect us to start doing a journal page. I just kind of let my imagination run wild with that one, I think, and that's where we ended up. So I think with that, I'm gonna sign it. And today is 8/13/25, and then I'm just gonna let this puppy dry because I think it needs it. We have lathered a lot. Now, one thing I do want to do is I'm gonna flip this page real quick and just see if there was any bleed through, and there wasn't. So that's good, no bleed through. We do have plenty of pages sticking together, which kind of sucks, but that's my own fault. I didn't put anything under the pages. So, meh, that's my own fault. But nothing bled through, so looks pretty good. And with that, if you stuck with me this long, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I hope whatever you're doing in your life is going well. Thank you for stopping by and experimenting with me. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for sticking around. I love you, and I think that it's really fun finding out what you're working on and what you're doing while you're watching my videos. I know someone yesterday said they were working on their business while they were listening to my video, which I think is really cool, and I'm so happy that you find my videos relaxing. Like, I really appreciated that comment and think that's amazing. If you're someone who's brand new, you know, please like my video or subscribe if you want to see more, and I'd love to see you next time. Thanks. Bye. See you next time.